I love that.
You're ridiculous, man. What up, y'all? This your girl, Eliana, and this is Mommy. Together we are the Maisonets. Still doesn't know that shit. The Maisonets, the Maisonets, the Maisonets, depending on where you are in the world, coming to you with another South Sacramento eating show. And today we have Tandoori Grill. Let's get into it. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Let's do it. I'm biryani. So this is their tandoori fish. This is their prawn masala. That is their goat curry. And this is their potatoes with mixed vegetables. This is my first time here. We tried to go here like, I don't know, 3 years ago, something like that. But they're closed on Tuesdays, and we went on a Tuesday, so. Let's see what this tastes like. It's cold. It's cold. I ordered through DoorDash for pickup. So like an hour. I walked in, our shit was already sitting there ready. Homeboy never pressed the button to come and get it.
That fish is good.
As soon as I saw those bags already sitting there, I'm like, man, some of this shit gonna be cold. Watch.
It is. It's still good.
Uh-oh. See the prawns?
He didn't push the button. He did not push the button.
Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe.
Boop. Push the button, please. Don't forget. Oh, Mama. He did not push the button.
Want some potatoes?
No, thank you.
The goat is really good too.
Excuse me. There's a little bone in it.
Lots of bone.
Gotta be careful. Is it none?
Just give me that one on top. That small one. Yeah. Other one, big one. Woo! Kind of spicy. Excuse me.
This fish is good.
I know, I just wish it was hot.
It's so good.
Everything else is on the hotter side. Not as hot as it could be.
All he had to do.
Press the fucking button.
Woo! My rice is good too. Even though it's plain steamed rice.
I got the plain rice because I didn't know how spicy their biryani is gonna be. But it's not spicy at all. The people who cook this are actually Fijian Indian. Excuse me. So their spices are like more similar to the Fijian cooking I know. The Fijians I know being Micronesian.
The natives of the land?
The original islanders. I remember being so confused when I was in 8th grade and I met these Indians. Their last name was Singh, but they were saying they were Jamaican. And I'm like, I was so confused. I was like, what? I'm like, how can you be Jamaican and y'all Indian? I could not grasp the concept at all. But then they also, I think because they were my age, I don't think they really knew how to communicate the complexities either of how that shit comes to be, you know what I'm saying? I just remember being super baffled, and I'm just like, I was harping on it. It's the same thing when I met Fijian Indian. Like, we're Fijian. I'm like, how can you be Fijian though when you're Indian?
That's what threw me off.
And then I didn't realize that there is a difference until I met Fijians, the islanders, and they call the Fijian Indians Fijian Indian. They're like, oh, he's Fiji Indian. So they even fucking separate that shit. I'm like, okay, now I get it.
The Indians born in Fiji. Let me do that citizenship.
Yeah. The Indians are over there.
Right, but they're really, yeah. But they still wear the custom garbs and stuff.
Huh.
You know,
So who's going to come here and say they're American? You adopt a nationality to assimilate, I guess. But that doesn't mean you stop practicing everything from your native homeland. If that makes sense. If I'm making sense, which I'm probably not. Oh, it's like them white people that are going to Puerto Rico right now calling themselves Puerto Rican. Because they live there. Those fucking cryptocurrency guys that are buying up all the land and shit. They call themselves Puerto Ricans. The tax dodgers. How you feel about that?
I'm not going to comment because I will be here all day.
We got all day.
No. Tax dodgers, I mean, they got more money than they
really do.
They got so much money. Disposable funds, as they say.
A lot of them got their money from that Bitcoin shit. And they're the ones that want Puerto Rico to keep their independence. I mean, be a state. Do you think that PR should stay the way it is, or it should become a state, or do you vote for independence?
I've been hearing all my life Puerto Rico be the 51st state. 51st state. Alaska came in 49. Hawaii came in 50. We're still waiting to be 51st.
So you think that Puerto Rico should be a state?
Well, they really have all the benefits of the state already.
Do you think Puerto Rico should become a state?
No. Would it change that much if they were a state?
Look at Hawaii. Has being a state done good for Hawaii?
No. I don't think so.
How do you see Hawaii now?
Hawaii, to me, it seems like a big old tourist trap, you know. The islanders there, the only way they can live is by performing, you know, so if I was to visit Hawaii, I would visit the outskirts. I wouldn't miss it, you know, like the main islands and stuff where all the tourist parts are. I would like to go out.
So if you don't think that PR should be a state, do you vote for its independence?
Yes.
Do you think there are disadvantages of being independent?
Yes.
So, most people don't realize is that the Philippines and Puerto Rico were both conquered by Spain at the same time. They're both ceded to the United States at the same time after the Spanish-American War. But the Philippines named their independence in 1946, and Puerto Rico never did. So what do you think one of the disadvantages? For me, one of the disadvantages, I think, even though I vote for Puerto Rico's independence, is the fear of getting dictators like the Philippines has.
Or Cuba.
Nah, because the Cuban dictator and the fucking Filipino dictators are totally different. Because the Filipino dictators are out there fucking killing druggies and exactly in the name of Catholicism or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And Puerto Rico is heavily Catholic. So what disadvantages do you think there would be for Puerto Rico to be independent?
Disadvantages?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it'd be any disadvantages. I mean, the people there fend for themselves as it is, as you see. Even though when the United States is supposed to be helping them, what do?
Nothing.
You know, they turn a blind eye. So they can keep on fending for themselves. Maybe they even be better. They gotta do it. They gotta fix the electricity themselves. They gotta fix the streets themselves. They gotta fix the houses themselves. Everything has to be done themselves. There's not gonna be a whole group of folks that's gonna come in there and
rescue, save.
Let's just do this habitat over here. You know, no. Look at how many years now. How many years did Maria?
4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4.
And still people are there with no electricity, no water. They shut the water off whenever they want. So they're basically living like in the campo, out in the country, you know. You got to have your own generator or however you can get your own electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you have a well, or well, there's no wells over there, but hopefully you have access to good, clean water. Yes. Good, clean water, yes. Because all that time we've been out, we saw one river. And we crossed it with the river. I don't think you was with us. No, you wasn't with us. No.
That must have been a long time ago then.
That was me and Mom and my June.
No, yeah.
This here is really good.
That's the prawn masala. And then they had the specials board inside. It made me so mad because they had a special crab curry.
Oh, wow.
How the fuck that shit up?
That you didn't know about, of course. Wow.
Oh, man as hell.
Ah, the shrimp is still alive.
So I hate y'all.
Do you think Puerto Rico would be better independence?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Other than just the word that a dictator like that will take advantage, I don't really see any disadvantages. As much in a similar way, I was talking to you about your neighborhood, in the county, unincorporated.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just go ahead and fucking annex that shit and make it like I'm not a libertarian, but
you paying all those taxes.
It's already the same thing, you know what I mean? Like I saw it, I basically started thinking about it when I was going to her house and I saw this old Mexican dude. He was, cleaning up the streets because there's like a lot of homeless over there. They leave all the shit behind. And he was cleaning it up. And I know that I've been in her house you know, where the mailboxes, the cluster mailboxes are. And people leave shit there all the time. Bedding, garbage, everything. And I've done cleaned that shit up a couple of times. Not as often as her, but a couple of times. Which is super annoying because they're not going to come out and clean that shit up. Even though they charge us for street cleaning and shit like that. The kids in the neighborhood don't get a good education. They're not even in school right now. The parents are the ones that's teaching them and shit. And my mom lives on the corner, so she has to pay for both elementary schools on either side of the taxes. And it's like, if you want to get your kids a good education, you can't even send them to either one of them schools. You got to send them to a private school. So why the fuck are you paying for that shit? Then she's fucking paying taxes on Little League. Then you're paying taxes on the road, but they don't come out and fix that shit. I've been seeing gorilla dudes come out and fill the potholes and stuff because they're so terrible and ain't nobody coming out to fix them. It's not that I have a problem paying the taxes if you actually do the shit you're supposed to fucking do. But when you're taking the money to do this shit and you're not doing this shit, then you might as well go ahead and let me keep that motherfucking money and let us do what we will. Because we already taking care of our own anyway. And that's basically how I feel about Puerto Rico too. We already taking care of our fucking own. Why the fuck are you taking so much shit from us? Like Maggie Gyllenhaal in Stranger Than Fiction, where she's like a baker, and Will Ferrell asked her, "Are you an anarchist?" And she's like, "Am I an anarchist?" He goes, "Yeah." So you're part of the anarchist group? She goes, "They're a group, like they assemble." Wouldn't that be completely against the idea of anarchy? And he goes, "You only paid half your taxes." She goes, "Yeah, I know." She's I pay for the taxes that go towards the school and everything else. She's like, "I'm pretty sure I wrote a letter to that effect." And he goes, "Is it the one that starts with dear imperialist swine?" And somebody in the bathroom goes, "Ha!"
Seriously.
She says, "I just chose not to pay those taxes." That is how I feel.
I don't have that choice to pick and choose.
None of us do.
Yeah,
That's the point. None of us do.
Yes.
And it's like, they're saying, only Puerto Ricans who live on the island have the right to vote on, whether.
Right.
That's bullshit because there are more of us living here.
In the United States.
They want you to fucking think like that because they know that there's fucking less of you there. And you don't think there's going to be the similar bullshit voting crap like they do fucking over here? Come on, bruh.
They've gotten really creative these days. How lovely. I'm good. I can't eat no more.
We're going to get back here. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe.
Boom. Push the button, please.
We'll see you next time.
Abrazos y besitos.
Peace
Love
out.
ya.